the Routh family. Real stand-up American citizens here, bastions of conservatism, and clearly the poster boys for well-defined jawlines and good haircuts.
Yeah.
As we all know, Ryan Wesley Routh was arrested a few weeks ago for hiding out on a golf course waiting to assassinate Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. This is a man of apparently unclear motivations and political affiliations who just decided to camp out in a bush for 12 hours to get a chance to take a shot at Trump. Charges were just filed against him today. In addition to the federal gun charges, there's now formally assassination charges against him. So that will be prosecuted in the coming days. We'll find out more about him as we go on. But we're going to start today with Orin Routh instead, who is Ryan Routh's son.
Well, he looks like an
Amish
pedophile.
This is a family of dysgenic freaks, and their behavior indicates it.
Yeah.
Because while his dad was planning to assassinate Donald Trump, Orin Routh was in possession of extensive amounts of child pornography.
Oh my God.
So he was just arrested a few days ago. Monday, I believe, is when he was arrested. Orin Alexander Routh, son of suspected would-be Trump assassin Ryan Wesley Routh, was arrested on Tuesday morning after police reportedly found him in possession of hundreds of images of child sexual abuse material. He was arrested at his home in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the material was found during the investigation into his dad.
Jeez.
So they're searching the home. They're looking at all the connections about this would-be shooter, and lo and behold, his son is in possession of horrific things. These are the charging documents here. I'm not going to read what they said because I'd honestly prefer not to say out loud
what he found. But
pause it here and zoom in on the screen a little bit if you want to read the exact things. But basically, it was images and videos of girls as young as 6 and 8 being molested. He was found to be active on messaging boards commonly used to distribute child sexual abuse material. He had made requests for things, had chats with various other pedophiles. Absolutely disgusting. I think we can all agree this is feet first into a wood chipper kind of behavior here. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting. It's horrific. And clearly it runs in the family because just a few weeks ago, when his dad was arrested, he was interviewed by the Daily Mail talking about what was going on in his family.
Ryan Routh?
Orin Routh.
Orin, the son.
Was interviewed about his dad.
Okay.
And here's what he told the Daily Mail. He said that his dad hates the former president, as every reasonable person does.
Of course.
And he said, quote, "I don't like Trump either." Then addressing his father, he said, "He's not a violent person. He's a hard worker and a great dad. He's a great dude, a nice guy, and has worked hard his whole effing life. I hate this game every 4 years, and I think that we all do. And if my father wants to be a martyr to how broken and disassociated the process has become from the real problems and practical solutions, then that's his choice. I'm not saying that's what he's done. That's what he's done or what he's about. That's just my own rant being fed up with it all my adult life. South Park said it best." He looks like the kind of guy who would quote South
definitely
Park
looks like the guy that would,
serious conversation. South Park said it best. "Every 4 years, we're forced to choose between a turd sandwich and a giant douche, and it all stays effed in the same way by different degrees, and we're exhausted and embarrassed by it all." And apparently, after he said that to the Daily Mail, he went home and looked at images of children being molested.
Yeah.
So his statements are meaningless. And his life doesn't matter. But let's move on to his father, because details coming out about him are also insane. He's been arrested. He's been charged. Did you guys see the letter that he wrote?
Yes.
Assuming we all saw that. Yes. This was intercepted. He apparently wrote it before he camped out and tried to shoot Trump.
Before, and then I think gave it to a neighbor that was locked and sealed. I don't know about you guys, but when I get, dude, let me explain something to you. If you give me something and you're leaving and you're like, hey, if you hear anything, then you open this. I'm opening that shit immediately. Like, especially if you look like Ryan Routh. That's getting opened immediately. And that's just situational awareness. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so if we can go back to that letter, I'll read it in part and then I'll open it up to discussion.
I was surprised this letter wasn't written with like letters cut out of the magazine and
I mean,
taped to paper.
Probably just because he didn't have access to enough magazines, because print media is dying. There was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, or this was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I failed you. I tried my best and gave it all the gumption I could muster. It's like Joe Biden with the malarkey, using very old terms here. It is up to you now to finish the job, and I will offer $150,000 to whomever can complete the job.
He doesn't have that.
He doesn't have that.
He doesn't have
but
But
you know who might?
Who? Yeah.
The United States
the
government.
United States government might.
Everyone across the globe, from the youngest to the oldest, knows that Trump is unfit to be anything, much less a U.S. president. U.S. presidents must, at a bare minimum, embody the moral fabric that is America and be kind, caring, and selfless, and always stand for humanity. He went on to rant about, Trump's stance on Ukraine, Trump being complicit with Russia and Iran and all these other things.
Again, Russia.
Exactly. And these are the consequences of the Russia collusion narrative. If you believe that Trump is a Putin puppet, then this is the action that's justified. But his whole thing about, I'll give $150,000, that's actively putting a bounty on Trump. And of course, everybody knows that Ryan Routh does not have $150,000
doesn't have teeth.
Did he even write the letter?
Yeah, but Vinny, you and I were talking about this earlier. The Covenant school shooter in Nashville, Audrey Hale, wrote a manifesto talking about how she hated white people and Christians and straight people and conservatives and basically anybody who is opposed to her transgender lifestyle. And that has still not been published officially.
Why.
It's over a year and a half later.
I wonder why.
They're fighting it in courts. The government is saying we will not release it. Every piece of that diary that we have was released by undercover journalists.
Undercover journalists. And one of the main reasons, Connor, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they were saying is they don't want other people reacting to it or going out and doing their own type of violence.
Exactly.
Because of it. Okay.
But less than 2 weeks after Ryan Routh attempts to shoot Donald Trump, they publish his whole letter with the bounty he placed on the guy he was going to kill.
Weird.
Isn't that a little odd to you, Vinny?
I think it's a little odd, too, by the same Department of Justice, who when people are like, they're going to get to the bottom of all this, this is the same Department of Justice that's been trying to put this guy in prison for the past 7 years, bro. Like, I think it's unbelievable. This guy cannot trust any of these freaking demons, and they're the ones that are supposed to be watching out after him. Yeah, unbelievable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what do you think, Rob?
Trying to kill him.
Is the actual manifesto from the Tennessee school shooter, has it been released or was it released?
No.
It was leaked, right?
Leaked, but they don't want
Portions of it were leaked. I think the first,
but not the whole thing.
The first leak was to Steven Crowder. Then the Tennessee Star got most of it, and then I think certain outlets have reviewed the whole thing, but it hasn't been published. You can't read the text for what it is yet.
Was it you that covered these like dog whistles that the media had been doing to incite violence against Trump on a previous podcast we did? There was somebody that was on here that talked about how the media was dog whistling to perpetrate crimes against Trump without actually going out.
I think
that's MK Ultra. The MK Ultra triggers.
This is they're doing it again.
Yeah,
because he made a very good point. We all know he doesn't have the $150,000. Just end, full stop. Ryan Routh doesn't have $150,000. He's claiming it inside this letter. You made a really interesting point. Who would pay that? Who's going to give you, and what a specific number? Not 50 grand, not 150 grand, bro. That makes people go, wait a minute. There's money involved? I want to get involved. That type of money would have to come from a higher up, maybe a government. I don't know. Maybe from Ukraine. I don't know, bro. This guy is the most pro-Ukraine, F Russia. Zelensky and all these guys hate Trump because Trump vows to stop the war. I don't think people understand. Trump is anti-war. United States is pro-war. We are a war-like country. We've been fighting people for freaking when's the last time we weren't at war? Was it just during Trump?
I mean,
think it's never happened before.
Our country started with a war.
Right.
So that was the foundation of the United States of America was conflict.
Yeah. Well, because if you stop being in a war, immediately the companies that produce weapons shrivel up and die. Like, you can't have those companies existing without a war happening.
Yeah, you know how much, like, dude, think about the tanks, the bombs, the bullets, the soldiers, the uniforms, the intelligence, the satellites. Everything is, bro, there's no money in peace and love. There's no money in love. You can't love the shit out of another country. We're gonna drop love on you. No. You want to kill these people, and that's all it comes down to.
Yeah. And, real quick, though, so it's a pretty serious charge if somebody has just like a handgun with the serial number scratched off and they get arrested with that, right?
Yeah.
So,
say again?
If somebody were to get pulled over, they have a handgun with the serial number scratched off.
You're in deep shit. Oh, yeah, you're in
you'd
bad.
probably be in jail, right?
Yeah, because that thing might have bodies on it.
So what if you had a weapon of mass destruction on you when you get pulled over?
You should not, I mean, if it's a weapons of mass destruction, you should be in prison.
Like, that's what we invaded Iraq for, right?
Yeah, 100%. And he had
Ryan
Routh got arrested.
He has a weapon of mass destruction charge on his record, just like a casual thing.
And it just walks
It was a machine gun.
What the fuck is that?
But he had more WMDs than Iraq did. And
he's just walking around.
Yeah, like he has over 100 criminal charges against him.
That's insane.
And same thing, Orin Routh, his son, the child pornographer, also has like a dozen criminal charges, including for assault and battery and various other criminal behaviors. So this is a violent, unstable criminal family.
No, but
for
it's
some
more than
reason-
that, though. It's an abnormal anomaly of a situation. Like, these aren't normal things for you to not be charged for stuff like that. So it's a clear as day thing where he's working with the government.
I
100%.
would, if I had to assume, bro, this guy's working for a bigger organization, and like, bro, look at his son. Dude. This family is just effed, and that type of guy, bro. Have you seen him?
He was living with a horse, by the way. He had a horse in his house. Do you know that? They interviewed his neighbor the other day. She's like, this lady. She's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't be paying much attention, but he had a whole horse in his house.
Oh, horse.
It's like, who
"Excuse
knows
me?"
what they were doing with the horse?
You know what it
Like,
said?
you know what I mean?
It said? Hey, Marge, how about reporting some shit like that?
She's
That's
like, I
not
don't know what he's
normal.
doing in there with the horse, but he had a whole horse in there.
I think we have an idea what he's doing.
Oh
with
my
the horse
God.
now.
I mean, he
But
did have blue hair.
It does go to show though, like with porn, like the horrible impact it's having on society. Like if men are more consumed by porn, like what is that doing when they're no longer protecting children and women, and men are more consumed by porn? What does that show for the society where we're at and where we're going?
Oh,
I mean, I think we should, when we come to censorship, and I know people are like, are you guys pro or against having porn?
I'm being
Legal.
we're gonna be open with each other. I don't know. I don't speak for everybody else. Rob's face. I love Rob's face.
Well, Taylor,
I
don't get
made-
completely
I
derailed
went
the
out-
Literally
podcast.
keeping the industry afloat myself.
Went out-
So, I have no room
that
to
and
talk.
the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I made it I was young. I was crazy. I was whatever. I have blocked every single porn site from every single. I can't get on it on my phone. I can't get it on my computer. I think that's one of the, besides the drinking and the going to church and getting closer to God, not watching porn is such a freaking game changer because you're not getting that fix. You don't want to talk to girls. You want to go out. And I think again, you can't censor anything like that from people. I don't know. Did Trump say something about censoring porn?
Well, I just know it's been like a topic of conversation. You go on Twitter nowadays and you can see porn straight up on Twitter, and obviously there's no age restrictions of really who's seeing that. And I don't think there's anything that's probably more harmful to a young person's mind than being consumed by.
Oh yeah, young people for sure.
But it's like on Twitter. I've seen it. I've never looked at porn in my life, and I'm like, whoa.
I put a name
Twitter?
of a girl.
X?
I just put a name of a girl because I was searching. Oh wow.
Oh God
Wow.
wants us to
Don-
stop
oh,
talking
wow.
about the
We're talking
porno.
about-
He's
we're talking
mad.
about-
God approves.
I don't know. Yo, Jake, did they hear that? Did they hear that?
Done.
If the audience didn't hear that, as soon as we're talking about porn,
wrath of
thunder,
God.
and the wrath of God just
We
happened.
got a tropical storm rolling in, so I'm gonna scoot away from
yeah, let me
Rob on this
yeah,
one.
but we are.
Anyway, to bring it home real quick.
That's
Rob,
my car's
that-
alarm.
Oh my God.
That's my car alarm. Yeah, it's all good.
Jeez, Rob,
Is
that
it picking up?
No,
Is it coming?
something fell on your car.
Oh no, it's all good. It'll show
Rob,
up.
that point you made about the dog whistling. I want to bring it back to this last thing. This was just reported yesterday.
Go ahead.
Uh,
It's my car, but go ahead. Go ahead.
this was just reported yesterday.
From my bag.
Warren-
Don't text Alicia. Go ahead.
Can we throw up that Forbes article real quick?
Yeah, but so like imagine this, like when we were in middle school, high school, it was hard work to find like porn type of stuff, like Playboy magazines
Oh,
and
we're
stuff.
still on porn? I'm so confused. I'm sorry. I thought we were back to Ryan Routh. Go
Oh,
ahead.
did we?
did.
No, I was just like buying time while he was looking for that.
Oh.
No, but like in terms of like screwing up young people's minds, like it was hard work back in the day when you're in grade school to
Okay,
find.
how
porn.
old were you?
I'm talking like 13, 14 years old when you're trying to find Playboy
Yeah,
magazines.
no,
and
but
stuff.
how many years ago
Well, I'm 29.
for
so
you? So, okay, but you had the internet. That's a lot different than the
Yeah. I
had a
troubles Vinny and I
VHS.
had to go.
Were you a
like,
teenager in the 70s?
90s,
We had,
2000.
we had a VHS, and everybody in the neighborhood borrowed it.
Yeah, sharing it, right?
I remember my friend Sejan Patel. I'll never forget. My dad busted me because he walked in. Sejan Patel. My dad took my brothers to the skate park, and while they were gone, we went on our computer and went to boobs.com. And my dad came home and caught us, and he's like, "What are you boys looking at?" And we were like, "Nothing." And we tried to, but back then it was. Remember when you tried to minimize something, it would take forever to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was back before the .com bubble burst, and you were able to get whatever domain name you wanted. But
Something burst. Go
off
ahead.
the porn topic,
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
go ahead.
just to bring it home, like this whole thing Rob was talking about with the dog whistling and the rhetoric about how Trump is the second coming of Hitler is inevitably going to make more people try to kill him. This is just inevitable. It's going to happen. This Forbes article just came out. This happened after the shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania, but before Ryan Routh attempted to shoot Trump. Warren Jones Crazy Bull, not making that name up, of Sandpoint, Idaho, allegedly made 9 phone calls with threats to Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in the month of July. According to a criminal complaint reviewed by Forbes, Crazy Bull said he would, quote, find Trump and I'm coming to Bedminster tomorrow. I'm going to find him and personally kill him. And then he talks about, this was the most insane statement, driving to the home of this multi-person rapist pig to take him down in single combat. Clearly living up to the Native American name he's claiming he's going to, defeat him in an honorable combat and scalp him or something. Yeah. But this is what happens when there are crazy people out in the world who watch the TV and see every media outlet, every elected leader, every high-ranking politician, every famous actor, every celebrity, every singer tell them Trump is Hitler. If he returns to office, he's going to kill all of us. He's going to usher in 1,000 years of fascism. And somebody needs to we need to get rid of him. We need Trump out of the picture. And then suddenly someone does they're a lone wolf with no clear political affiliation.
And they make it seem as so like that's their intention. They want this to happen. There is intention of the words that they use, the repetitive on every single station. The fact that they're demonizing him in that way is specifically because they want someone to do the dirty work for them.
1,000%.
100%.
Donald Trump got or gets assassinated, everyone that hates him, all these leftists from Keith Olbermann to Rosie O'Donnell, they are going to celebrate, okay? And I'm sick and tired of these same people that keep saying Trump needs to lower the temperature. You guys have set the temperature to 1,000, and then they're complaining to the guests. Like, you guys lower the temperature. Bitch, you're in charge of it. You're the one that set the temperature. It's where it's at because of you. Stop blaming Donald Trump. He's fighting fire with fire. Now, that's the one thing that drives me crazy. All these soft-ass pussies in America, the pussification of America, where they're like, what? Why? That's not presidential. You guys have been effing with him since 2016. I want a president that fights back, that doesn't sit on his hands. And for all the people like, he shouldn't talk like that. Man the fuck up, all right? Stop being a bunch of pussies, all right? He's from New York. He's had to deal with all gangsters and everybody from New York. Stop being soft, okay? And look, now you got a soft, dementia loser, and look what happened in just 4 short years, and some people would say that the damage has already been done, and we're not going to come back from it.